Well, in his debut novel, 19, Daryl Janney weaves his real-life experiences of modeling in the 80s into an inspiring story you will never forget. He lives in Connecticut with his wife and 7 children, and we want to welcome you. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you for having me, Marisol.
It's great to meet you in person. So, we're billing you as this model, author, writer.
Back in the day.
Back into the golden age of modeling.
Right.
But I sort of want to back into this story because you're wearing this neck brace. You had this accident. I wonder if you could tell us about it.
Yeah, just quickly, August 18th, I was down in North Carolina finishing up our vacation and just we were boogie boarding. It was the end of the day. Just the tide was coming in, and the wave was bigger than I thought, and got under the wave, so it sort of picked me up and dumped me on my head, and injured my spine, right about the base of your neck.
Yeah.
And paralyzed me for a short period of time. And my son, thank goodness, was there, and Nicholas, and he was able to get to me, take me out of the water, and as I was, on the beach, some people came and helped out. That was awesome. Feelings started coming back, but got very lucky because there was significant damage to the spinal cord, but it sort of kept all the nerve.
Everything was
Everything's
intact.
good. A little bit of pain in my left hand.
You were obviously meant to remain here
on
this earth.
No,
which,
there was something going on there.
Right,
yeah.
which brings me to your book, which is, I've only read a couple of chapters,
awesome.
And it is, I'm a speed reader, you see.
Oh,
no,
okay. Right before we got on.
You talk about being a model and just so many different life lessons from this nonfiction book. Tell us about that.
Well, one of my inspirations to write 19 was that there have been multiple books written by female models. There is one that I know of written by a male model. And after reading that, I thought, wow, you know what? I actually coincidentally happened to be a guy that I worked quite a bit with back in the 80s. And I said that's sort of a caricature of what it was like. And I said it'd be great to write something about really what it was like.
The real nitty gritty.
Real meaning, the good and the bad. Someone described it in an article, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And and just sort of warts and all, scars and all.
Sure.
And that was the motivation in writing it. I started out writing it to be sensationalist. What are people going to like? And I didn't like it, and so I threw that away. And then I started on a real story, and I actually thought that people would be the least interested in the flashbacks and sort of his life.
Yeah.
And people were going, wow, that really was inspiring. And also just the whole normal people judge a book by its cover, that whole concept.
And there's so many different ways that we can talk about this. I mean, look at these pictures. I wonder, what do you think when you look at that picture?
I think it's really is an interesting picture. I think that was one of the things I liked the most about working with some of these photographers is one of the compliments and criticisms that I often got was, you look different in every picture. So they were like, what are we going to get when you show up?
Right.
The photographers that had the vision and had the, the creativity and the artistry, I would say, loved that. The photographers were like, I just want to stand behind the camera and take some pictures.
And
like,
capture,
who are we going to get?
And capture Daryl.
Yeah.
So the book is called 19. You are working on 20, of course.
Yeah. I have started on the sequel. It does continue where it's a fictional novel based on a true story. So the sequel, 20, picks up where
19 left off. I will say the last sentence of 19, you do want more. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've heard that a lot. That's
hunky male model of the golden age of the 80s, also gifted writer. And by the way, father of 7 children.
Right.
I can barely do 2.
Well, 7 gets, especially the younger 3. We have, they're really 3, 4, 5, but 2 of them just turned 5 and 6. Oh. So now it's 3, 5, 6.
Daryl, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Great pleasure. We look forward to your next book. And come back and visit us.
And they can find it at daryljanny.com if they want to look it up.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Marisol.